What's up, GlamFam? It's your CEO Pete, and welcome to this episode of Glammed from the Inside Out. Today we will be talking about mental health and going through some affirmations to help you win in your glam life. Our glam therapist today is licensed mental health therapist and life coach, Robin May. She's going to help take us through some of these steps. Okay, so what is the importance of affirmations and how does it help with our mental health?
So I'm super excited to have this conversation because affirmations really can be a game changer. But sometimes when things become popular, we minimize their impact. But this is very important. But first, I want to explain to you a little bit about why we show up in the world the way we do. So the way you show up with your friends, with your significant other, with parents, with coworkers, it doesn't just happen. I want to help you understand yourself a little bit better. The way you show up is triggered by the way you think. I want y'all to write this down. The way you think directly impacts how you feel. How you feel impacts what you do. If you want to change what you are doing, it is not by focusing so much on the behavior, it's focusing on what is triggering the behavior, which is your thoughts. And it's not just your thoughts, it is your conscious thoughts, your subconscious thoughts, and your core beliefs. Now, what we often pay attention to first is the way we feel. Young folks say things like, I'm feeling some kind of way. Well, let me help you understand your feelings a little bit better. Now, y'all, when I got this, it changed so much in my life. Your feelings are not right. Go ahead and meditate on that a little bit. Your feelings are not wrong. They're just there to give you information. So if you feel sad, don't judge it. If you feel happy, don't judge it. If you feel upset, jealous, frustrated, don't judge how you feel. How do we judge it? I shouldn't feel this way. Why am I feeling this way? No, just pay attention to it. Stop long enough to really examine the feeling. It's like you're opening a book. Y'all know you open your text messages and you study those text messages. Study your feelings the same way. Figure out what that feeling is and what is the thought that triggered the feeling. So once we figure out what the thought is what we deal with. And then as we deal with the thought, we discover, do I need to change the way I'm thinking? Because if I change the way I'm thinking, it'll change the way I'm feeling. If I change the way I'm feeling, it's going to change what I do. So I'm going to put myself on the line. I'm not going to tell all my crazy. I'm going to tell the simple crazy. So one of the things I'm really working on is changing the way I eat. I probably could eat Pillsbury chocolate chip cookies every single night. That's the behavior. So I could beat myself up about that. Don't eat the cookies, don't eat the cookies. But what I need to do is figure out what is triggering me grabbing the cookie. So I figure out what I'm feeling when I'm bored, when I'm sad, I go to the cookies. So then what I need to do is figure out what is the thought. These cookies are going to make me feel better. Well, is that thought true? So let me break down the thoughts. So we talked about the feelings. Now let's break down the thoughts. Remember this. Write this down. Take it to the bank and cash it. Just because you think a thought, it doesn't mean the thought is true. Just because you think a thought, it doesn't mean the thought is true. And that means a lot of the thoughts that we let just linger around in our heads, the thoughts we meditate on, the thoughts we take as fact, simply are not true sometimes. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Think about this. This will really help you understand. Think about it like this. Has there ever been somebody in your life who made an assumption about you and they acted like that assumption was just the fact and it just wasn't? And it's the same thing with us. We just have these thoughts about ourselves, about others that may or may not be true. So then there comes the affirmations. What affirmations allows us to do is begin to retrain our thoughts to line up with what is actually true. But remember, you're not just speaking to your conscious thoughts. You're speaking to conscious thoughts, subconscious thoughts, and core beliefs. And so when you say these affirmations, you need to write them down and say them out loud. Researchers have found when you write things down, not just text it, When you write it down, it gets in your subconscious. So write it down, say it out loud. When you say it out loud, it begins to impact your memory. Have you ever heard a song, or you've been singing a song one day, and you're like, where did that song come from? You don't even remember that you heard it on the radio, or you heard your sister singing it, because it gets in your subconscious. So you write it down and you say it out loud. Listen, even if you don't believe the affirmation right away, even if it doesn't settle in right away, keep saying it, keep doing it, because it is addressing your thoughts, your subconscious thoughts, and your core beliefs. It will begin to get into the fibers of who you are. Your thought will then impact how you feel. Your feelings will impact what you do, and you'll begin to see a shift in your life.
Now that we have these tools, be on the lookout for our weekly affirmation. This week's affirmation is,
here we go. Here's your weekly affirmation. I want you to speak this every day. I will acknowledge how I feel so that I can heal, because I am the real deal.
be sure to repeat your affirmation throughout your daily routine.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Glammed from the Inside Out.
I'm your GlamTherapist.
And I'm your COP.
Glam out.